the keychain part of it, and then what we are going to do is we are also going to figure out the email right now. So email at this point is just a email, like we need to figure out that it is the right email kind of format. So what we'll do is we'll come over here, we'll right click, and we will say I want to add a new group. In this new group I will say utilities. Okay, utilities. Inside it I will say right click and I'll say a new file, and it will be a Swift file, and we'll click on next and we'll say string extensions. Okay, so it's a string extension dot Swift. Okay, so that is good. So first thing what we will do is we'll actually go and we will say extension string, right? Extension string. So string is already a class which is there, right? What we are doing is we are adding functionality to that Swift, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to say variable is email is a type of a boolean, and then what we will do is we actually have to figure out what is the regular expression for that. So regular expression, we'll always go to Google and we'll say regular expression for email, and we'll say Swift. Okay, let's just go to the first one. I don't think this is a good one, like how to handle the email. Yeah, we'll just copy this. We'll just copy that, and we'll come over here and we'll paste it. Okay, so this is our email and email regular expression, and this is the email predicate, and we'll say self matches this email. And what we are going to do is email predicate dot evaluate with, instead of email we'll say self, right? So that is basically our email validation. So we'll go to the view controller, and over here what we'll do is we'll check if email dot is email is equal to false, which means that if this is not a type of an email, then what we are going to do is we are going to say this, and we are going to say dot text is equal to please enter valid email. So what did we learn over here? And we say return. Okay, so what did we learn over here? We learned how to actually create an extension for a particular class, and then we can actually use that extension, right? So that is very good. Okay, next step, what we want to do is we want to actually figure out the keychain part, right? So what we'll do is we'll actually right click, and actually the pod file should be, where is the pod file? This is the pod file. So pod file also we'll right click and we'll say source control, and we'll say add the pod file. So pod file is also added over there. So whenever we check in, we can actually have the pod file. So we have the pod file. Let's actually go to CocoaPods, and we'll say search for Keychain Swift. Keychain Swift, I think this is the one. Okay, so Keychain Swift. Just copy this. Okay, so we did get the Keychain Swift, and then I believe we can actually just without even stopping this app, we can actually just do the pod install, and it should work. But we'll come over here, we'll right click, come over here, we'll right click over here and say that new terminal, add this folder, and we'll say pod install. For M1 computers, it will obviously be arch _x86x64 or something, right? So that is done. So your pod file is already done, so we should be good over here. Let's see where. Yeah, so in pod files we can see over here there's a keychain swift which is actually added. Okay, so that is perfectly wonderful. Like, that is very, very good. So now what we want to do is we actually want to figure out write the class for the keychain. So in the utilities file, come over here, right click and say new file, swift file. We'll click on next and we'll call this keychain service. Okay, keychain service. Over here we'll say import keychain swift, and we'll say class keychain service, right? Class keychain service. Actually, we'll actually keep, oh yeah, that is fine, keychain service. Okay, so in this keychain service, what we want is we want a local variable, so we will say var underscore keychain is equal to keychain service, this one, and then we want a getter and a setter, so we'll say get will actually return underscore keychain, and set will say underscore keychain is equal to new value. Why is this not? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we need a variable. I did not declare the variable. So variable keychain is a type of keychain service, and the getter and setter for that. Okay, perfect. So that is what it is. Right, so we have a variable underscore keychain, which is the local variable, and we have a keychain, which is type of a keychain service, keychain swift, sorry, keychain swift. This is type of keychain swift, and that is basically what we are doing. Okay, so that is good. Keychain swift. That is wonderful. Okay, so that is good. So now what we'll do is we'll actually go to the view controller. We'll go to the view controller, and over here what we want to do is we want to figure out when we are logging in at that point there is a view did load, but what we'll do is we'll say over view did appear. So we'll actually write the code in view did appear. So in view did appear, we'll say let keychain is equal to keychain service dot keychain. Okay, so you get that, and then what we'll say is if the user has already logged in. So if the user has already logged in, so we'll check if keychain dot get, what are we getting? We are getting the UID of the user is not equal to nil. We can have like a lot of other things too, but we are just doing a simple one. So if the keychain dot get the user ID is not equal to nil, then that means that the user has already logged in. So then what we want to do is we just straight away want to do perform segue with identifier, and the identifier is segue login and set. So that is good. Next, what we will do is so initially when a user comes in, at that point of time, there is nothing which is there in Keychain, so nothing will happen, right? When we log in at that point of time, what will happen is we signed in. Before performing the segue, what we'll do is we'll add a value to this keychain, right? So we will actually have a function, we'll call function add value, add keychain, add UID to keychain. We'll also probably pass UID to UID, which is a type of a string. Okay, so that is basically what we are going to do. Okay, so so what we want to do is over here, what we will say is we will say let keychain is equal to keychain service dot keychain. Okay, and we'll say keychain dot set. What are we setting? We are setting the value. We are setting the value. What is the value? UID. For the string is UID, right? That is what. And over here, what we'll do is we'll say strong self dot add this to UID, and the UID we will say is auth dot auth dot current user dot UID. Okay, so we come over here. If we reach over here UID, and at this point it is exclamation. Okay. We can safely do this. What is happening? Type of expression is, why is this happening? Let's actually do this. 1 second. I will say guard let UID is equal to auth dot current user dot UID. Okay, so that's your UID, and over here we'll actually send this UID. Okay, we'll compile this. Oh yeah, else return. It should not come over here, because like if it comes over here, then that means definitely we are logged in, right? So we'll command B and that should actually, that warning should go away. So we come over here, we try to log in. Once we are logged in, what we'll do is we'll add the current user ID into the keychain. We can add the current user ID into the keychain. We come over here, we logged in, and then we perform the segue. So we go to the next screen. Now when we go to the next screen, if we press the back button, we are actually at the previous screen. If we are at the previous screen, as soon as the view appears, it will check, does the keychain have a UID? Yes, it does, because user has not logged out. So then we'll actually perform the segue again back to the same thing, right? So we'll actually run this thing. Initially there's nothing in the keychain, so I'll say ashish at test.com and password. We click submit. We come over here. Now when we press the back button, it will immediately put us back over there, because we are already logged in. As soon as the view appears, it checks, is the person already logged in? Yes, it is. Then we'll actually just like kick the person to the next screen. Over here we need a button for logout, right? So that is what we are going to do in the next video.